Hello. Hi. Do you hear
Hello.
me? Do you see me?
Yes, yes,
Here's
very
the
well.
audience. We just
Okay.
saw the film The Last Girl. So thank you very much. It
Thank
is
you very much, Nikhil.
a very special and charming film. And maybe you could tell us about the story of how the film came together, or how Darius got to know this family. Because when I hear that you have to walk for 8 hours after going by car, how do you find somebody like that?
Actually, Darius Kharibzadeh, first of all, I wish he was there, but actually, he did a great effort during the last 17 years for this movie. He has a very special character. He was the labor in a printing shop, and then but at the same time, he wrote a very nice book named Kashwa, and he made some small, short feature movie, and then he got the award for them even. But this one, when he did a hiking in the mountain of the Gitsekan about 17 years ago, he encountered Mariam and those people who live in the cave. And then he figured out that what would be the question about Mariam's future life raised to him, that the girls with the Down syndrome, how she could grow up in the wide nature without any facilities, anything. And then as long as all her family already, all the other families are living in the caves, and then she would be the last girl of the family, how she could grow up. And then Darius decided to film the Mariam life uh, for the certain time. And then the project started, and he had more than 50 travel, which is each time 8 hours hiking to reach that mountain within 15 years, made this movie.
Can I make a question? Did he
Yeah.
film alone, or was he accompanied by sound or by camera person? I mean, I heard he's a self-taught filmmaker, but was he alone? And the other question is, how, if he stayed longer with the family in the caves, how would he charge his batteries for the camera? Very practical.
Actually, very practical. It's a very great question, because the problem is that he had to do this film alone, because it's a very long term process. It's about 17 years, and then each times you need a lot of travels, and then he need to live like a people of that cave, and then to be real connected with them, to be live like them, to have the human relation with those people, to get the trust. When you watch the movie, you don't feel that Mariam, facing with the stranger. She loved Dariush, and when Dariush goes there, she's crying because she missed Dariush, and when he left, she's crying because she would love to have Dariush there. So he should do all the movie alone, and then everything by himself. He made it by handycam, and then in the beginning, but he made it very professionally. So that's one of the specific feature of this movie, that is one man did everything.
And a question that rose when I was watching it the first time is the when they go to the river to take water the first time in summer. It's like late summer, early autumn, and it said the water is polluted and the young goats die. Is it polluted because it's kind of old water that hasn't been refreshed by rain, or is it polluted for another reason? Is there something that pollutes the water?
Actually, that depend. I don't know, because that area is very remote, and there is no water line, there is no electricity, there is no cable, there is nothing actually. So that's about the nature issue, because sometimes it's polluted because it's there for a long time. They had a dry summer and so on, and sometimes because of the animals and so on. I don't know exact reason because it was not tested by anybody, but that was there is some one of the reason that we have that some animal died, and then also there is another. There is sometime when it's dry, also the animal facing the big problem.
And what I was wondering is, how can people decide to live somewhere where the water situation is so difficult? I mean, were they wells before and the wells dried because of the climate change, or was it always like that?
This is always like that. Even in the history of Iran, this is the same type of living that we have 3,000 years ago, and so that sometimes it's getting dry some years, and then the rain is come, and then everything getting better. So the rain has a very important role in that area. If you see, there is a two major uh, dialogue in the movie that in the beginning, when Darius met the family, the father touched Mariam and told that the rain is coming, the spring is coming, and then you be well. And then this is remind Darius at the end of the film when he figure out that the rain is came and the real spring is arrived, and then that's a very good type of spring and that culture. And then Mariam was care about her father, while in the beginning was the situation was very suspicious about the future of the Mariam. So the rain has a very important role, and then can change the life of animal, can change the life of people and everything. But it's a very wise nature. So you are living in the mountain, you are living in the cave, and that's very, very different.
So seeing this, having this concern about, is this the right or a good place for Mariam to grow up? At the end, you said it was the best place to grow up for her, because this life together with animals and life in the nature and having this freedom of developing making her own experiences at her own time and path is the absolute right thing how you should grow up, no matter if you have Down syndrome or not.
Exactly. That's the key point of this movie. That one person that everybody was worried about, her, even the father, even Darius, everybody. That how, because all the cave become empty after 2 3 years after Darius is traveling to there, and then also the family has a 15 children. Everybody left, and she was the last one, and that she was the only one had the Down syndrome, but. She tried even one time to go to the city, to the school, but she couldn't stay there, and she come back to the mountain with the family. And but it is I'm not against any medication, anything, but the fact is that she grow up in the nature. She's happy with everything. She can be independent. She can be cook. She could cooking, and she could take care of the father, care of the family, and care about herself. And which is the answer of the question that okay, the nature development, living in the nature and growing in the nature can help you to pass all these situation and be able to have the without if she was in the city, maybe some people should take care of her and so on, but now she's take care of everybody else.
May I open our conversation to the audience? Maybe there are some questions. Yes. Wait a second. You'll get a microphone, so Mike can hear you.
Thank you very much for this archaic film. It's like another planet. I feel very it's very strange and far away of us and of the nature. We are far away of the nature. I want to ask only, but if the parents will die one day, where can she live? What happened to her? What will happen to her?
Yeah, actually, I had this discussion with Darius that okay, after have experience of in the Munich last weeks, and then getting the feedback of the people, I was thinking that okay, the next chapter would be the Mariam after her father. So that would be another story, and then nobody knows. Even in the beginning, we didn't know that how would be the future of the Mariam. And now the one question is answered. She could be independent. She could take care of the father, and then they don't worry about her. But how would be the life of Mariam after parents? That would be another question. Maybe we will come back to Munich 20 years later with a new answer.
Yeah, that would be great.
Will think about it. No, they are not worried. We would be worried and would think what happens to her when I'm dead. They don't worry about this or care or think or.
That was the main concern of the father. But to be honest, at the end of the film, we found that Mariam is not the person that we should be worried about her life in the nature because she could manage herself. But who knows? Because the most of the family people, they move to the cities, they move to the village after that. But Mariam is the last one actually there. We should see.
We're hoping to see the film when it comes. What I was asking also, there was another question over there. Was it somewhere? No? Take your chance. He's here now. Don't be shy. Think about it. What I was thinking about is, like, for example, all these sisters she had, how did the father kind of married them away? I mean, if you live up there in the mountains and there's nobody to meet or for the parents to kind of meet. So would he go down to the city to a market situation, look for some husband and then kind of marry her off? Or how does it work in these mountain people?
Yeah, that would be a great fact again. Because the fact is that the mother, sometimes she traveled to the city to visit the other children. And then even one of the brothers, he came back and forth to support them, like each month to bring some foods or some stuff. And then Haji also the father, he went to the city for some ceremonies sometimes, but it's once a year or something like that. But they cannot live there. Again, we don't know about that. Mariam is right now 18 years old, so she's in the very specific age right now. And then I had this, when I had a picture of her last week that she sent to Darius and asked that because she used the cell phone for the first time and she take a selfie of herself, and then for her it's a new facility. So nobody knows about it, and then we should wait for the future. But they are connected with the people, and they can go sometime by time to the others and then see the family. But at the moment, Mariam is very happy in the nature, father is very happy in the nature, and mother as well. So these three stay in the cave, still living there, and they are happy with that.
A question. Now. It's your chance. Yes, there is a question. The microphone is on its way. How did you meet, you and the director? Because you live in Canada, right? You don't... Yeah. And how did you get to this project? How did you get involved?
Actually, I know Darius from my childhood.
So you're from that area as well? You're from that area?
I'm from Boucher as well. And Darius is from Boucher as well. And my father is from Boucher, actually. And then I found that when I was very child, and then my father had some order with that printing shop, and Darius was working there. And at that time in the printing shop, they put the letter by hand, and then the printing shop. And then he was the person who did that, although Darius has his own disability in his hand. But he did it very well. And then after years, I wrote, I read a book of him, and it was amazing. And then I sponsored some musical group to have a concert in Canada. Then I found Darius, and then from there I figure out. Through them I found that Darius had this project. But as long as Darius is very independent artist without any support from any government or any authorities. Then 2 years ago, I involved myself and I jumped in and supported them financially and then to end up the project. So I'm grateful for that, and thankful for this opportunity because it's a great project and I had a chance to be involved through this channel.
Now the question.
Yeah, you mentioned also caves became left. Was Miriam the reason why only the family of Miriam decided to stay or did not leave the cave?
That's the point, because the father, Haji Baba, he tried even sometime go to the city, but he said that I was born in the cave and I grew up in the mountain, and then I can only live here. And for Mariam, it's the same situation. Darish has another movie, a documentary movie right now is in the process that we are also involved. It is in another mountain. It's like 1 hour on the other side of mountain, about the man who made the stone sculpture. And he's the only last man who living in that area. So it's depend on the people. So those people decision is that they selected this type of life. So why even some of us go to this out of the city, some people love to live in the city, but these people, this is the decision of Haji Baba, the father of Mariam, to live there.
I can imagine he had hours and hours of material. I mean, in filming for 15 or 17 years is like a huge amount. How did you kind of arrange or kind of try to get the editing together? Yeah.
The editing was a big process because actually there was a lot of, as you say, there was a lot of material, and then we need to decide about the time of the movie, because if in the first edition it was like 1.5 hour, like 90 minutes, and then we decided to be shorter to be not boring for the people, but catch up all the major points. But this is more about
let me ask the audience something. Would you have been bored if it had been 19 minutes? They would have loved to be you really feel very well in this area, and you kind of slowly get to know this day-to-day routine, and then you really want to stay there. No, is it? It's more or less.
That's a good point. That's a great feedback, actually.
Yeah. It should be longer.
Because even we had some comment from some folks that made it as a short movie, but it was hard to make it as a short movie. It should not be less.
No, it needs time. This is a movie that needs time, that takes its time, and it needs time, and we could have taken more, I think.
Yeah.
They say yes.
But even I'm looking actually opportunity. I'm seriously looking for an opportunity to have it in the TVs, like Arte or ZDF or whatever in the Europe actually. So for them to be watched this situation of the life and these people, and for more people can see this whatever is going over there, and then I'll maybe this time of the movie is good and suitable for them as well. Maybe one of the reasons.
And a last question. I mean, you have a fantastic Iranian cinematic tradition. You have a great Iranian cinema. Is Dariush acquainted to that, or did he just start from scratch from himself, filming what he wanted to film and what he saw and what he perceived?
Everything from himself. No anything. As I said,
he was not in the movies, like seeing the Makmal Baf films or in his childhood.
No, he had his own short movies, and then he got a good award of that. But it was about 20 years ago. But he's professional. He's connected with some people. And then even about he educating although he has no specific education, but he teaching some young generation to how to make a movie. But he's super independent.
The question is, does the director live in Iran?
Yes, he is living in Iran, and that's what I would say. I'm very, very unfortunate that he could not travel to Germany to be in between you, or even unfortunately, because of the internet shutdown in Iran, we cannot have him online to answer
Yeah,
your
yeah,
question,
that
and
that
that's
would have
very
been great.
unfortunate.
Yeah, that well, no, I know we live in very difficult times and very sad times. And how is the situation in this area? Are you?
Yeah, I could have just some phone call with them, and the time that we are living is very specific time, and it even if you look at the geopolitical situation, people like Marianne, they don't care about any politician, while they care about she care about the goat more than anybody else. Okay, so that she's very care about the animals more than whatever happened in the global planet. And but the people like Dariush who live in the Bushehr city, they had a lot of concern about her future, their future, the future of their family, and so on. So they are under stress, they are under pressure, but they are also very happy that the film is at least in the DOK Festival. So it's now there is all about hope. Okay, what I can say even from this movie is all about hope, and that you have the hope that in the future, in the girls in the beginning, they had a lot of concern about her, and in the future, then everything is happened, but she could suffer and pass all the hard situation, and she's alive. And it's the like a symbol for all the rest of the people. There is a hope for everybody.
So thank you so much. Give our very warm regards to Dariush. If you talk to him, say, I think I can say we loved the film.
Thank you. Thank you.
And well, we all hope for better times to come very, very soon. Spring and
Yeah.
the rain, spring and the healing. So
Exactly.
thank you so much for being here, and good night and good luck.
Thank you very much for giving us this opportunity. Thank you.